What's going on, family? What's going on? I want to come on here and talk to y'all for just a quick minute about naturally gifted people. And this message is specifically for you if you are a naturally gifted person. And you'll know, and everybody's naturally gifted, let me reframe it. If you adapted very well, very fast to many environments or your environment, you tend to be a top performer. You're usually at the top of your class. You excel at damn near anything and everything that you pick up that you really have an interest in. Those people, you know what I'm talking about. This message is for you. If you are one of those naturally gifted people, you, more than anybody else, needs a coach. You, more than anybody else, needs a coach. And I want to see if I could be your coach, or rather if we'd be a good fit to work together. And I'm going to tell you why you need a coach. It's not because you have a hard time being successful. The issue with you or in your life is this: you have a hard time getting to your maximum potential. You have a hard time getting to your maximum potential. And especially for naturally gifted people, the reason for this is because you're subpar, you're barely working, you're making it by, is a lot of people's peak. And this is not to say that anybody's better or above anybody, but people have more talents and more affinities than others sometimes. It's not a bad thing. Everybody has their lane. But you naturally gifted people, you aren't ever checked on your half-ass efforts. And sometimes it's not because you mean to be that way, but because nobody has called you out. Because nobody has seen how much potential you have. They don't check you on living below it. Because even while you live below your potential, you typically excel better than your peers. You need a coach that calls you out, that pulls the greatness in it. And the greatness in you, I gotta ask you a question. When is the last time you felt you gave a full out effort? Most of the time, it's been a while. And some might even say that you peaked almost in high school as far as your output is concerned to your effort. Right? Because, around that age, we're trying to prove ourselves, we're getting our identity, things of that nature. And maybe the high school through college years, that's where you really started putting in full effort and you started exploring things about yourself. But the thing is, like most things in life, you get worn out. See, today in a long time. That's the wild part, right? We should be giving our full effort every day. But look, check this out, family. When you don't realize, you're not in an environment where it sharpens you. You don't realize when you start slacking off. You don't realize that a lot of times when you start coasting. And look, it's not a bad thing to coast. I coast all the time. But I coast like it's like doing a HIIT workout for me almost. I put in full effort and then I breathe and I let that carry me and I get ready for another big effort and then I breathe. It's that kind of rotation. But a lot of the times what happens with people is they start off on a sprint and then they get tired. And they forget why they running in the first place. They got complacent with the distance that they traveled already. And so instead of continuing to run, they start walking. Right? There's no jogging in there. There's just walking. And there's a time and place for walking. But it should not be an everyday mode of being. That's my personal conviction in life. Walking should not be our personal mode or our standard mode. We should be putting in effort. We should be moving and grooving. Power walking is fine. Walking, we got to put in some effort. And a lot of high performing people have gotten into the groove of walking because it's enough to get them by and to live a comfortable life. See, I want us to make a distinction right now. And I want you watching this to make a decision right now. Do you want to live the comfortable life, or do you want to live your unlived life? Do you want to live at your maximum potential, or do you want to work on living, or do you want to incorporate living a life that gets you closer to your maximum potential? We have to ask ourselves and make a decision. Do we want to live the comfortable life or the life that gets us closer to our maximum potential? And look, you can't have both. I promise you that. Until you master the skill of being uncomfortable, because then discomfort becomes a normal state of being, and it's not a bad thing, because growth is discomforting. And so when you get comfortable in the environment of growing, you become comfortable being uncomfortable. And I want you top performers to realize that you have more left in life. Your life doesn't have to just be where you're at right now. You have probably everybody really, but you top performers in particular, you got a good probably 40-50% left. A good 40-50% left, and I promise you, you just haven't had nobody check you. You haven't had nobody monitoring you. You probably haven't even monitored yourself. You don't have assessments. You don't have a standard baseline of how you want to look, behave, think, operate, move, look. So of course, when life hits us like it always does, and it takes us off course, we have nothing to compare our current state and our ideal state. We don't even understand a lot of the times. We're not even aware of what our baseline is. And I mean just in general, are you a naturally anxious person? And I don't mean anxious in the way that we have in today's society. I mean anxious like you're an analyzer. That's just how your brain operates. You analyze everything. Or do you operate more in the carefree mindset where you are more aware of the moment than the variables of the moment? Understanding these things and just how you are relaxed and in your zone is key, because what that does is allows you a comparative, you can compare yourself day to day. See, I don't believe in comparing yourself to other people, just comparing yourself to yourself. So today versus yesterday. And so without that standard baseline, you can't really match your progress. It's more like based on how you felt yesterday. And guess what happens if you start a downhill slope, a downhill spiral? It's just you're not really gonna grow anymore. And so it's important to establish those things, and it's important for somebody to have somebody in your life that holds you to that standard without anything else attached to it, right? Because some people are jealous. And you can have your friends do this for you. And I'm not telling you don't have your friends involved in your development, but, it's a personal approach. It's a personal thing. And, I use professionals as tools. They're tools, right? They're tools for my development. It's still a personal thing, because I realize this, and I think it's important for everybody to realize that professionals are not magic pills. Professionals hold the tools and resources that you can utilize to get to your next stage. That's why having a professional in your corner is so important, because they have the tools and resources. There's not a pill you're going to swallow. You have to do the work. You got to pick up the shovel. You got to put in the hours and the time, but you'll have somebody there holding you accountable to it, checking in on if you did it or not, and they will have the measures in place to actually analyze it, to see what's going on, to be able to help you correct in those moments where you might be sliding backwards, to help you stay motivated on the days when you don't feel motivated. And you're not going to feel motivated every day, because motivation is not the primary source for movement. It's discipline and it's commitment. So look, family, if you are a high performer, You know you're a high performer. You've been doing it your whole life. But now you feel like you've kind of reached that plateau, or you feel like you've kind of peaked out a bit. I challenge you to reach out to me, to ask for the help that you know that you need, to ask for the push that you know that you could use to get to the next level in your life. Because if you're a high performer, you taste success, you know what success feels like, and we both know it's enjoyable. Success is enjoyable. Doing what we set out to do feels great. And doing those big things that we set out to do feels great. So let me ask you this, and we're gonna end it here. When was the last time you set a big goal? Now, I mean the goal, I'm not talking about, something small. I mean something big to you that makes you go, man, that's uncomfortable. I'm going to have to do some work to get there, right? I like to use, my athletic background to really push on this point. In high school, I played left guard. I was pushing around 240 pounds. My stomach would stick out. I was a bigger person, right? I was 240 pounds. I'm short though. I'm like 5'9". So I'm pretty dense for that size, relatively speaking to where I'm at now. But I wasn't the fastest, but I was very strong. And when I got to college, I decided to join the rugby team. And rugby is a lot more cardio intensive, a lot more running intensive sport. And I enjoyed the game. And so I was assigned to be the training coordinator. And look, if you've ever made a transformation in your life with your body, because that's when I'm gonna speak on heaviest, because it's the most significant for me. In the mind as well, but the body is more tangible. If you've never gone on a significant transformation with your body, it is very hard to explain the focus that goes into pushing yourself. Especially if you do it by yourself, there is a heightened level of awareness and consciousness that is involved when you really make a body transformation. You're more aware of your eating habits. You're more aware of your motivation for things. You're more aware of how you prioritize the things that you say are important to you. And so making that transformation from this 240-pound dude in high school to 180 to 200-pound rugby player in college, it takes a tremendous amount of will. And it's very easy to get lost in the sauce of day-to-day living. But getting to that state of saying, you know what, I can actually train my rugby team and I make my standards in this way. I'm not going to ask you to do anything that I won't do myself and I haven't done myself. Right? So getting to the physical fitness level of being able to push a rugby team and be the leader of it physically, that's a huge success, but I knew it was going to require work. And so I'm asking you, when's the last time you set a goal like that? That was going to stretch you, that was going to push you, that was going to make you have a clear delineation between I kind of want it and I'm going to go get it. When's the last time you did that with your life? And if you got to think about it, it's been too long. And even sometimes if you're thinking about it, you're not clear on the commitment you already created. You should already be in the fight right now. You should already be moving towards that ideal goal right now. The answer that I would have liked to receive is, I'm doing it right now. It's uncomfortable. This is not easy. This is challenging. When the last time you said you were challenged? And we all love challenges. Family, we all love challenges. The reason that we may shy away from challenges, though, is because we don't have enough confidence. See, the challenge is something that we can accomplish in our current state of being. We're excited for it. But it's very few people that see a challenge outside of their current capabilities and they're excited to grow into the person that can accomplish that challenge. I want to talk to those people. They get excited to grow, to get excited when they see something that's difficult and it says that I have to do things differently. I have to readjust. The people that get excited, the people that look forward to that push, the people that are able to say, man, you know what, I'm ready to conquer the world. I may not be ready to do it, but I'm more than willing to do it. I'm willing. I'm willing to do what is necessary. And that's the key difference that a lot of people are missing. They're not willing to do what is necessary to get to where they want to go. They just talk about it. They're not willing to do the work. And again, it's hard sometimes to do it on your own because you're subpar, you're doing it, is a lot of people's putting in the grind because you're that talented. And so without somebody there with you, pushing you and holding you accountable, you will start falling off the wagon. So I encourage you, high performers, to get yourself a coach. I encourage you to get yourself a coach if you want to live your fullest potential. You're successful already. That's not the issue. That's not really what's going to happen. You're already successful. Do you want to achieve more success? Do you want to achieve your highest level of success? Get yourself a coach, and I am a coach. I would love to have a 15-minute conversation with you high performers to see where you really want to go, to see how far you really want to take it in life. And we could put together a plan on how we could best work together. But all you got to do right now is take action. I'm going to put, actually go to the link in my bio. I'm going to put it in here as well. I want you to watch the free Articulating Your Value Masterclass. And there's a gift for you after that that will give you your next steps. Because you have to learn how to articulate your value to really use that skill set, that thirst for life, your ability to be a high performer, and learning how to use that gift correctly. So I want you to watch the Articulate Your Value Masterclass. That link is in my bio. I'll drop it here in the comments as well. With that being said, family, thanks for tuning in. Have a productive rest of your day. This is Brother 𝐁𝐫𝐶 signing out. Peace.